I am pretty sure Disney was expecting Toy Story 4 to be the main thing trending on Twitter for a good, day and a half. They were expecting just Toy Story to take over the internet. They were not
However,
expecting a trailer for Pokemon Detective Pikachu just come out of nowhere and
I
actually be
mean,
good.
no, it literally came out of
What
nowhere. I
is?
was legit like, I saw like I put it on YouTube, and it was the first thing that came up, and I was like, what? Huh?
This is a
And
movie based on a spin-off that a Pokemon spin-off that had come out in Japan back in like 2015 that just came out in America like this year. Yet they um they um no, I thought they said they were making a movie on Detective Pikachu like back in 20 like late 2016 before it even came to the states, which is just weird how that ended up
worked out.
happening. And like no one asked for it. Yet at the same time everyone had been clamoring for a live action Pokemon movie since,
Mhm.
you know, 1998 or like
Yeah,
whenever. So
and it makes sense too.
yeah, it makes sense. I just wasn't expecting it to come in this form and
Mhm.
actually look good.
And I mean, Ryan Reynolds is playing Pikachu, which is, oh
Yeah.
goodness, I'm in.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, like this is gonna like, oh my gosh, I saw this and I was like, is this really happening?
Hmm.
And like, all right, cool.
Like when I heard they
Like,
were making a Detective Pikachu movie, I didn't expect it to actually happen. I wasn't expecting this movie to actually go through because I almost guarantee there have been plans to make a Pokemon movie like multiple times throughout, the 20 years of Pokemon. And
right.
now all of a sudden, for some reason, Detective Pikachu, like I said, a movie based on a spin-off game that's relatively obscure in America. Like it just kind of exists. And this movie is actually happening, and is actually being very faithful to the world of Pokemon. Like essentially, this
Right.
movie is like, there are trainers who go on to become champions. There are trainers who try to go on their Pokemon journey and fail, like the main character guy. Um, just everyone in the world has Pokemon. They interact with Pokemon in very realistic ways. Um, there's even like hints of like in the trailer there was towards the end like that mountain was like erupting and like basically like coming towards them kind of that there could be even like hints of like legendary
Mhm.
involvement. Like this seems very in depth and like every single Pokemon is used exactly in the way you think they would. Like you had Charizard and Pikachu fighting in like that cage match situation. You had those Greninjas chasing after that. Like that just everything just makes sense in this world, and all the Pokemon actually kind of look good. Like they look
Yeah.
realistic, but not
For
overly
Pokemon.
realistic.
Right.
And like Mr. Mime looks exactly as creepy as he should, and it is fantastic.
That was so. I saw it. I was just like, that's gonna be nightmares for a few days. It's fine.
Hmm. Then you have
Oh my
Jigglypuff,
gosh.
who actually is furry. Jigglypuff is furry. There was a big
Good.
debate yesterday about whether or not Jigglypuff is actually has fur or not. And I'm like, you really think that little curl, that little swirl on his head, you think that was just flesh? Like, no, he has fur.
It could be the jiggly part. Wow, that's weird. But
Like, Jigglypuff being furry is not something to be surprised about. It's not something to have a debate over. Whatever. Um, and yeah, like I don't know, like considering the fact that every single anime adaptation and video game adaptation from Hollywood has been trash,
yeah,
and this is the fusion hub of both of those. I wouldn't be surprised if this movie ended up being like, oh, they only showed the best parts in the trailer and the rest of the movie is bad. But I am way more optimistic about this movie than I was before the trailer came out,
Oh
which
yeah.
is yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Obviously, Pokemon has a ridiculously humongous fandom, so I
Hmm.
mean, like, not like people are gonna see it at least initially, and then like Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. I mean,
Hmm.
Ryan Reynolds is gonna have fun, so like
Yeah.
we're probably gonna have fun with him. So like, I think this movie, as far as well as it could be, it's set up to do pretty well.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's not taking itself very seriously, so we won't either, which is good,
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah. That's another big problem with anime and video game adaptations. They just take themselves too seriously. But when you
Right?
have Ryan Reynolds playing anything outside of, you know, Wade Wilson in X Men Origins, like it's you're at least gonna go into this movie with the idea that it's just gonna be a fun time. Even if it is bad, you still have all these fun character interaction. And you still have all these creatures you grew up loving, like
Oh yeah.
realized in the truest form they could. Which actually, throughout, like, really up until I heard this movie was happening, I never wanted a Pokemon movie to happen. I didn't think they would look good. I didn't think they would do it right. I thought they would essentially just try to do like the Ash Ketchum stuff just in live action, and it just would be kind of unnecessary and it would be bad anyway. So what's the point? But
Mm.
since this is a completely different story, essentially like it really does feel like a Pokemon cinematic universe movie that like just kind of would exist in this world. Like I'm all for it. So hopefully it's good.
I have faith in it. I think it's going to be pretty good. And that's like you said earlier, like the whole not taking itself serious aspect is going to be a big part of it.
Hmm.